Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lauren if you're new here. If you're not new, you probably know how gigantic my makeup collection is. It's very large. I love makeup. It's my hobby. It's what I like to do and collect, right? So this year I initially planned to go through my entire makeup collection. You know, your classic declutter where I decide what I'm gonna keep, what I'm gonna get rid of, what needs to be thrown in the garbage, all that fun stuff. Everyone is doing declutters right now. It is the thing at the end of the year, which is great for me because I love watching declutters. It's like my favorite thing to watch. But when it came to my personal collection, I had some issues. I have done the traditional decluttering in the past where I've, again, gone through my entire collection. So you can definitely watch those. Those are on my channel. But this year, I truly didn't feel like I was prepared to do something like that. And mostly because of the fact that I just haven't used some of the products enough to really decide. And I really didn't want it to be a video where I was going through all my products, showing them off and saying, I don't know, I'll have to come back to this, to every single product. That would be ridiculous, right? And it wouldn't be a satisfying declutter video because I don't think I'd be able to get rid of a lot. This year was a little bit tough for me because my job that I started at the end of last year just totally ramped up. It got a little insane. So it just was something that I had to focus on. Trying out new products constantly was just not something that I could fit into my schedule. So I have so many great items that I've added into my collection this year that I need to give more time to. So what I decided to do, why this declutter is a little different, is I've decided just to pull the products that I already knew I needed to get rid of, that for whatever reason, they were old, expired, or I just don't like them. So it's not very much, to be honest, it's not very much, but these are products that I am 100% positive that I no longer want in my collection. And I'm thinking maybe in 6 months, I'll probably do a full-on declutter video, but I'm not sure yet. Again, it really depends. Like, I have paid for everything myself. This is my personal makeup collection. So I don't feel the need to just get rid of something to get rid of it, right? I want to make sure that I either enjoy it, or if I don't enjoy it, then I can get rid of it. But I really want to put some thought into it to really like know how I feel about it. You know, it's no longer so much picking an item up and saying, does this give me joy? Because I just don't know. I don't know. So we're doing a little different. I have a basket here of products that I've pulled that I'm planning on decluttering. These ones I know for sure I no longer want in my collection for whatever reason. It's small. I don't have very much. I only have a few palettes. I only have like half a basket full of stuff. So I'm just gonna go over it with you. We're gonna talk about it. A lot of this stuff is just old, so I have to get rid of it. But hopefully in 6 months, we will be able to do a full-on declutter. And hopefully people will still be hungry for declutters at that time. I know it's big at the end of the year, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. So I'm gonna show you what I've pulled from my collection that needs to go. Now, all these products were easy yeses, as in, can I get rid of them? Yes. So let's start with actually an SPF. This is the SuperGoop Daily Dose Hydroceramide Boost Plus SPF. This is the sunscreen oil. Now, I wear SuperGoop sunscreen on my face every single morning under my makeup. It's the glow screen is my favorite. I love the texture. It's so easy to layer makeup on top of it. And you know what? I love face oils. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. You know, it's SPF plus it's an oil. I'm gonna love it. I hated it. It was too oily, okay? It was too oily. It took too long to be absorbed into my skin. I never reached for it. At this point, it expired in November of this year, so I couldn't even use it anymore. It's pretty much full, and it really bums me out because one, I love SuperGoop, and two, this was expensive, but I never used it, didn't really like it, getting rid of it. I only have one concealer. I do feel like 2023 was kind of the year of concealers, and I'm still trying them out, right? It never ends. This one though, I actually really like this one quite a bit. This is from Kosas. This is their, what are you called? Revealer Concealer. This is in 2.5C. I actually have this in a couple other colors. I really like this. You can see that it's gotten some use. The only reason that I'm getting rid of it is because I broke it. So you can see like the lid is heavily cracked. So it's no longer able to keep air out if it was to begin with. I don't really know. But either way, it's a mess. It's definitely gone off because I think because the lid is cracked. Because I do have this in a couple other colors and they're still fine. It smells a little funky. So, you know, I have to say goodbye. I broke it and you know, that was my bad. We have a couple foundations. Another one from Kosas actually. This is the Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. It's got SPF 25. I actually did like this one, but I just, clean beauty, man. It goes bad so fast and it just smells bad. Like I barely got a chance to use it and it went bad. When you have a large collection like I do, like you need stuff to preserve the makeup in it, okay? Like I would rather have makeup that I trust and know is gonna last a little longer than 6 months. I just feel like clean makeup sometimes goes bad so fast. And I like Kosas. I really kind of wish they put some preservatives in there so I could enjoy it for longer. But it's expired, so we're gonna get rid of it. Same with this one. This is the Slip Tint from Say, Broad Spectrum SPF 35. I have mine in the color 2. It smells funky. Okay, it smells funky. I'm pretty sure I've had another foundation from Say that is the worst smelling thing that I've ever experienced. This one didn't smell as bad. This one did not smell as bad, but the other one haunts my nightmares. So bad. It smelled like kitty litter. But yeah, this one's expired as well. This one expired a couple months ago. Now you can say that it's the SPF in there that's expired. So as long as you're like double layering it. But for me, when it comes to clean beauty, it makes me a little bit nervous. You know, I want to protect my face as much as possible. So if it says it's expired, I'm just gonna toss it. I get a little concerned. I have a refill of the M Cosmetics Daydream Cushion Cloud Dream. This is their little cushion foundation. I actually used the actual cushion foundation in a Use It or Lose It, and I just didn't love it. It just wasn't for me, and I just forgot to toss this part of it. So, oops. Blushes, we have one from ColourPop. This is in the color Kiss and Tell. As you can hear, it's not really in there anymore. It's not held in by glue. Let me hold it. It's this color. It just blends into nothing. It does not look like I'm wearing anything on my cheeks. So this one's going goodbye. A couple more products from M Cosmetics. This is the original blush dewdrops or something like that. I have 2 of them. Again, these are the original ones. So I have Venetian Rose, Rose Milk. They are the ones that come in this little dropper. And I know they've been reformulated, but I honestly, the dropper never really worked. It smells fine. It smells fine, but they're old. I've had them forever and I just don't use them. So they take up quite a bit of space in my drawers. I haven't touched them for realistically probably a year. So if I haven't used them in a year, haven't even thought about using them, time to go. We have something from Ofra Cosmetics. This is the Blush Duo in Chick Lit. This is one of the collabs they did with Samantha March. It looks like this. I don't really use any of my Ofra collection at all, so I'm slowly getting rid of it. You know, I used to love their highlighters, but they went through a little bit of an issue the other year, and just it hasn't felt right to really purchase them or use them since then. So I'm again slowly getting rid of everything. I just again never use it. So why am I keeping it? We have an eyeliner. This is from It Cosmetics. This is their superhero liner. I actually like this liner quite a bit. I'm only getting rid of this one because it's old. It's old. I don't remember when I got this, and that's never a good sign when it comes to eye products. So it's gotta go. If you've watched any of my Project Pan, then this is gonna be a familiar product to you. This is from Freck. This is the Face Hack Precision Sculpting Bronzer in the color Fair. This is supposed to have neutral undertones. The sticker on it was because I was tracking it for my Project Pan. I hated this product. It just blended into nothing. It says it was neutral. It definitely pulled more warm on me. I was looking for something more neutral. It was so cute. The packaging was so cute, but it just was not a color, not a formula that I liked at all. When it came to pulling stuff from my declutter, this was actually the first product I thought of because I remember struggling so hard with it in my Project Pan, and I was like, why keep it? why keep it? I have a lip pencil from Melt. This is in the color Corazon. I'm getting rid of this one because I'm pretty sure it has mold on it. Now, Melt has a reputation for their eyeshadows growing mold. Pretty sure this is moldy. There's something growing on it. I don't know what it is. I think I'm gonna send this to my friend, Beauty and the Beaker, so she can analyze it to see if it is mold. I don't know what else it would be, right? Like, what else could it possibly be? It is something that's growing on it. So it's a shame because it's a great lip pencil. Now I have a few eyeshadow palettes, not very many. Again, this is a very small, very small declutter, but I know I want to get rid of this stuff, so I thought I would let you know what and why. First up, I've never talked about this product on my channel because I never use it. This is from Kajal. This is their Beauty Bento box in Alada Colada. It looks like a pineapple. Cutest thing I've ever freaking seen. I just don't use it. Again, the colors are pretty warm. So, I mean, the shimmer has like, it's like nothing, no pigment, but even the browns, the neutral browns are warm leaning. So it's not something I reach for. It is so adorable. Do I think someone else will use it? Yes, someone else will love it and use it, but I'm not and I don't, so we're getting rid of it. I've made more of an effort this year to use a lot of my Viseart products. My issue with Viseart is that some of the palettes are so tiny, I forget I have them and I just miss them and I never use them. So I made more of an effort to use my Viseart products. This is one that I decided that I did not need to keep. So this is the Soleil La Plage eyeshadow palette, and it's super cute. It is, we're gonna call it a neutral palette with a couple pops of color because that's what it is. Now, their really mini palettes, I feel like have a fantastic formula. This size is a similar formula, but I just don't feel like it's quite as good. I just feel like those tiny palettes are key. Like, they are amazing. Like, I have a couple palettes that are all matte and I don't like all matte palettes. I don't. And I will keep them because they're fantastic. This wasn't bad. I used it a couple times, but I just didn't feel like it was quite as good. And I just didn't feel like there was anything unique enough in it to make me want to keep it. So decluttering this one. This one, the See You Later palette from Violet Voss. I wanted to love it so bad. This is the color story. It's beautiful. It really is. How do I say this nicely? Violet Voss's formula kind of sucks. Okay, their palettes can be very expensive. I've never found the price to justify the quality. It just doesn't match up. It's very disappointing, very disappointing. So this is one of the few Violet Voss palettes that I have left. And I was like, I'm gonna keep it because it's just so pretty, but it doesn't work that great. Every time I use it, I'm disappointed. It's just not very pigmented. You use a shadow and you're like, there's no color, what happened? So why would I keep it? So it's time to say goodbye or see you later. Okay, I only used this palette once and I've had it for a couple years now. And that's how I knew I needed to say goodbye to it. But this is from Sample Beauty, which is a UK brand. And this is the Paradigm Shift palette. And it looks like this. It's a great colorful palette. And I used it once, I didn't have any problems, but it's not unique in my collection. It gets lost in my collection. I have a lot of very colorful palettes. And while this one is pretty and it worked well, I don't think about it, you know? I don't think about it. And I want a palette that is gonna make me remember it, hopefully, for good reasons. But this one just kind of melts into the giant stack of palettes that I have. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. Okay, this is the last product. I have talked about this palette before and how much I hated it. I hated it. I did. This is the Matte About Hue palette from ColourPop. Look, first off, I mentioned this earlier, I'm not a huge fan of all matte palettes, but if the formula is good, the formula is good. Now, ColourPop, especially this size palette, is normally their best formula. Some of my favorite ColourPop formulas are in these big palettes. This was not one of them. This, I hated the look I came up with. and I hated it every time I used it. I just didn't like it. I did not like it. I wanted something else every time I used it. I didn't like it. I think this is probably my lowest ranked palette in my ColourPop ranking video, which I'll link here if you want to take a look, because there was 50 palettes that I ranked, but it just was not great. It was not great. That was it. That's all I'm planning on decluttering from my collection right now. What I want to do, what you're going to see a lot more of, is you're going to see a lot more of my use it or lose it videos where I test out products. I specifically pull products that I don't remember if I like them or not to kind of get a better idea of how I feel about them, because that's what I need to do. I need to pull out products that maybe have been in my collection for a little bit longer that I don't know. I need to use them. And again, the reason that I'm not doing a full-on collection declutter is I bought all of this stuff myself. So, it's not as easy as just throwing something away that you got for free from a company. This is all my hard-earned money that didn't work out for me, which, it happens. It's just hard to let go of something that you've spent your money on. But if I know I don't like it, I don't want to keep it in my collection. That's silly. So this is all stuff I'm very comfortable saying goodbye to, and I'm happy to move it out of my collection. And I am happy to be focusing on using the makeup that I have more this year. Well, by this year, I mean 2024. And I am doing another project pan. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming out in January. And yeah, I'm excited to just use more of what I have and figure out if I really love it. And if I don't, then we'll get rid of it. But if I like it, I want to keep it and I want to use it more. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's not as long as some of the declutters out there, but maybe you're looking for a little bit of a shorter declutter, and hopefully you enjoyed this. Let me know down below if you enjoyed this format or if you like seeing the whole collection, because I will do one, I promise. I like showing off my collection. It is large and I love it, but just wasn't quite the right time for me to do it at the moment, which is okay, I'm out of here. I will see you all in my next video, and I hope you have an amazing end to your 2023. Bye.